because the dominant society is dying off. The year 2032 is not too far. And many of them are trying to elongate their existence for as long as possible.
But they know that their time is up.
Through the tanning lotions having melanin in them, everything they're trying to eat to have melanin when they're adopting these children, when they're trying to reinfuse their blood into the original gene pool by intermarriage, interracial dating. All these different ways are ways for them in their efforts to prolong their existence, which is coming to an end, sadly.
One of the things I think that's warfare that we don't realize it is, and I've learned to look at it differently in the past 30 years, is sexual integration. Not just social, not just interacting, but sexual integration. Because the brothers are running through them white women out there like Grant came through Richmond. I mean, it's speckled little brown babies everywhere. And you're in the supermarket and you see these older white women and they got their little grandbaby in the cart and it's a little Negro, you know? And what's interesting is that your genes are so strong.
Emily B.
Emily B, where are you from, Emily?
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts, that's awesome. So for you, black guys or white guys?
Black guys.
Okay, can you elaborate as to why specifically black guys?
Yes, black guys are melanated and I want my children to survive. And I know that the only way for them to survive in the future is for them to have melanin in their skin. So that's the way for me to, make my legacy continue. So that's the way for me to, make my legacy continue.
So that's the way for me to, make my legacy continue.
Okay, I like that answer. That's actually a really unique answer. We were here yesterday. We didn't encounter that answer yet.
Black guy.
Black Panther.
Oh. All right. Can you explain to us what type of features do you find attractive in a black male?
Oh Lord. Ooh.
Put you on the spot.
Skin tone, eyes, lips, teeth. I think teeth.
Yeah, teeth.
Teeth, definitely. Booty.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I want brown skin. Are you kidding? Brown skin's a superpower. It really is. It makes you more resilient. That's why we call it a healthy tan throughout all of history, except for when people started to get pasty white in like the 80s and 90s. Because yeah, I want brown skin. Are you kidding? Brown skin's a superpower. Yeah, I want brown skin. Are you kidding? Brown skin's a superpower.
Yeah, I want brown skin. Are you kidding? Brown skin's a superpower.
That I heard, and remember, I was told at the time that if I disclosed this, that I would be killed. And I ended up putting it in the book anyway. The story was that this guy, they finally said, okay, we're going to bring you to the United Nations and share your message with the world. Let's get you on this flight. They bring him on this flight, and instead of bringing him to the United Nations, they shot him repeatedly, and then actually had some kind of meat grinder device, and basically like a bandsaw, I guess, and sawed up his body into a whole bunch of pieces, put him in these very like radioactive shielded containers, and then had all these fighter jets dock with the plane and fly his body parts to all corners of the world, where then these containers turned them into ash. And they thought that maybe this would defeat him, like that his body somehow, the tissue was necessary. So if they destroyed all the tissue in all these places across the world, maybe they could defeat him. Well, he then regenerated in their offices and was fully fine, fully intact. But the sad part is that he said, you guys so badly do not want me to be here that I am not going to be able to do any more. You're going to get what you want, but bear in mind that in the future, many others like me will be coming, and when they do, you will not be able to stop us.
We rise.
Wow.
Hey, what's up, guys? I just wanted to share this dream I had last night. Today's January 2nd, 2017. And I don't know why I would have this dream. It was random. I never had it before, and I just felt like it was strange, and I wanted to share it with you guys. But I pulled up to this grocery store parking lot, and I get out of my car, and I see people, in a panic, looking up, pointing, and I look up, and there was this huge, like horseshoe-shaped craft hovering above us, like real slowly. And on top of the craft, I noticed it had like these buildings, like skyscraper buildings and statues that were also very like large, like skyscraper size. And the craft was huge, like a city-sized aircraft. But yeah, and then I see it fly by us, and then it drops 2 bombs in different parts of the city. And that's when people, you know, and I start feeling panic in the dream, and we start running, and I'm trying to figure out how to get out of the city and find my family and get us, you know, somewhere safe. And I noticed that there's this like lava substance that's flowing, like swallowing things and people, like going uphill and going up buildings, and it felt like you couldn't escape from it, like no matter where you went. But then I find myself with friends and family, and that we were trying to, you know, figure out what we could do. And that's when the beings from the craft appeared to us. And what tripped me out is that they were all black people, and they said that we had to come with them if we wanted to survive or to live. But then they said that no white people were allowed to go with them, that they had to stay here. And then I asked them why, and they said because your leader has broken our treaty, and for that they had to be punished and they couldn't be trusted anymore, or something like that. And then I tell him about, you know, my kids are half white, and he tells me, you know, that was fine, that to bring them. And so I'm right there, I guess, walking down the street behind them, like towards, I guess, the
first quadrant again. And some shining planetoid or satellite is in orbit between it. You may get that point fixed. Okay? That for the Christian is the New Jerusalem. That for the metaphysician is Sanchez, the new earth, the earth child. A place where many people will be taken to wait out some of the catastrophes that will be happening on earth for those of us who have not already made their meetings with the inner earth people and can go into that. Those are whole different lectures, but I put it into this one to let you understand that I understand the concept. Then for those who cannot separate, for those who will not raise the vibration, there is riding it out on earth and doing the best you can with what you got. The things you cannot give up, hold on to them and stay with them with what happens to those things. You'll find people in this age separating. You'll hear vibrations. You can join what is called the planetary brotherhood. Some of those spaceships you see out there are good. Some of those spaceships you don't even want to get within 1,000 miles of. All that flies is not good. All that glitters is not gold. Don't just run the spaceships to saving things. Some of them are very deadly. But the ones that you might want to approach are electromagnetic in nature. They cannot touch down on the earth because it takes a tremendous amount of energy to free themselves from that kind of a low vibration. The ones that you don't want can land anywhere. They're the electric ones. Okay? Therefore, the ones that are electromagnetic do not touch down. They either send out scout ships or rays or beams which can attract you into it or levitate your electromagnetic field, and you just simply molecularize inside. That's what a high spirit can do. A low spirit is so pragmatic, so grounded in animals, so grounded in material thoughts that it's so tightly held together that it would rather than give and flow. It would rather yang than yin. Consequently, that is a problem now. This is why they're fighting to put into your bloodstreams things that will make your vibrations low. Into your children, who are the best processors of melanin and this kind of things that will make their vibrations low. Things that will make them suffer as their people will suffer because of the lack of vibration. It wants to lower the vibration, extract from you the glandulars to help them to survive. That's why, again, I say, and I'm not naive, anything but naive, that some of these serum inoculations, it is not worth sending your kid to school for. Now, I'm not going to say that Blair got up here and said, everybody keep their children out of the Atlanta school system, public school system. I am saying, if you're sending them there for education, send them wherever they may be educated, not trained. If it takes shots in the arms in order to be learned, take them possibly where you don't have to get shots in their arm in order to learn. And if you're afraid of going to jail, then understand this, you're going to go to jail anyway down the line anytime you take a stance for good. Or you're going to be approached because they don't want good people, they want followers. They want adapters. They want.
First, I just saw a bright light, kind of like silver, a very, very bright light. And then, well, I could see like two black people, but then very, very black. And one was near the spaceship, and one was a bit forward. It was like very, very bright. And I thought, like, when I first saw it, I just said, well, I don't believe it, because it's like someone was pointing a mirror this way. But then I just changed my mind because it was very bright.
From people in the Pentagon that the buzzword in the secret of secrets in the Pentagon is the Sumerian gods are returning, and that's what they're referring to as that whole area that Peter's.
Wow! Can you repeat that again, just in case anybody missed it? The buzzword
in the Pentagon, in the the military circles that are in the know about the cover-up here, they kind of in whisper tones talk about the return of the Sumerian gods. And they're talking about the what we would call aliens or fallen angels returning into the Middle East, into Old Sumer area.
The Anunnaki.
At that time, I didn't know.
What do you think
we
now?
have been in touch with the Anunnaki.
Okay. And are you aware of the Clark McClelland sort of testimony that talks about, this very, very tall spaceman do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
So that was an Anunnaki, right?
Say again?
That was an Anunnaki. That was supposedly Clark McClellan always said that he saw this very large, tall being instructing a couple of our astronauts on a television screen.
Mm-hmm.
That was.
Well, if the beings he's talking of were almost like black Africans, yeah.
There is one image there that shows black people getting off.
So people with dark skin getting off.
Not dark.
Black. Black skin.
Really black.
Were they tall? Very tall. How tall? Do you know?
Well, they got up to the
Well, what?
They say 7 feet would be.
Have you heard about Clark McClellan?
يتوفر في أجواء ذي قار هو أجواء إيجابية، بمعنى أن السومريين لما استقروا في هذه الأرض كانوا يعلمون تماما أن هذه الأرض بأجواءها هي أجواء ملائمة للتحليق في الفضاءات، وكان من هنا تنطلق المركبات الفضائية السومرية نحو الكواكب الأخرى. والسومريين أول من اكتشف الكوكب رقم 12 الذي اعترفت به وكالة نازل الفضاء قبل بضعة أيام، والذي أطلقوا عليه نيبيرو، ويدور حول الشمس ب 3600 سنة